Let's be honest, my current writing process sucks. If you want to know more, stay here and watch more of the video. Please subscribe for more writing content. The number one thing that might make your writing process suck could be the lack of consistency. Not being consistent with your writing or your work in progress can put a halt into what you're working on. And when it comes to writing, consistency is so important if you really want to be better in your craft or your writing style. And this can transfer into many different things in life. Because if you're not consistent with it, you're not going to be able to track your progress. And to track your progress, you had to have it going at a consistent rate. It doesn't have to be every single day, but having a good amount of time set aside per week and knowing where you are in the process can help you tremendously. So, my writing process usually be like throughout the week. It's kind of scrambled because it depends on what time I have or spare time, let's say. I have so many things to just juggle all together, and it's not easy finding the time to write. That's why I always bring my journal or notebook with me in case that idea comes to me and I can just write it down. But lately I haven't been doing that because I've been so distracted. And with those distractions, I haven't been able to be productive in my writing. I keep on saying in my head, a sentence a day keeps writer's block away. However, I can't even get a sentence down. And I feel like that's a big problem. Each time that I try to find a time to write, nothing comes to me. What is it that I need to do to get the pumps rolling? What I need to do is that I gotta sit down and write. I had to be consistent again. Then the words will come to me. Even if it's slowly, if you can trust the process and be consistent with it, then you'll be able to get back into writing process in no time. Speaking of distractions that can hold you back from reaching the goal or checkpoints that you want to get to. Ask yourself what the distractions are. And if you're able to identify those distractions, it'll be much easier for you to handle. But the longer that you hold off, the much more difficult it would be to identify the distraction. And it could become a bad habit of being easily distracted with something. And we can all be distracted. That's a natural human thing. We get distracted, pushed alongside. But having so many distractions around you can hinder the creativity that you have and store in your toolbox. You want very few distractions as possible. The less distractions that you have, the more focused and determined you are to get into the writer's process and stick to it. The main thing that has been distracting me is the amount of schoolwork that I've been assigned. Even though I'm taking less classes this year, doesn't mean the workload is completely soft. Because I'm taking classes that are advanced leveled, and they're like the description says. It's not as easy as you think. And staying on top of them has not been entirely easy because it's been assignment after assignment after assignment, and times that I had to use the weekends to even finish my assignments and to turn them in on time. Because last semester, I was ahead of myself. I could turn things in weeks in advance and all, but this semester has been really challenging. I don't know why spring semester just feels like such a struggle and handful. It's like I wish I had a little fidget toy just to squeeze on and like let my anger out and all that stress because all the negative energy is just trying to come in and take over me. But you should not allow that to happen at all. Instead, you should keep on motivating yourself to be positive. Have positive feedback to come to you and to encourage you to finish it. Because this semester, I am really, really, really trying to turn things on time and give my best effort. And when it comes to writing, yes, there's no deadline that I had to meet. However, I set multiple deadlines for myself to finish this novel, and it has been working. This is not only because the words haven't came to me, but I've also distracted myself with other things. I have sidetracked over to other stories that are great, but I haven't allowed myself to be fully into the story that I mainly need to work on. And to do that, you have to be in the right mindset. So that's number 3. Having the right mindset will determine if you are actually locked into the story that you really want to write about and finish. Or if you're not taking this as seriously and just doing it just for fun. And I'm not saying that you cannot write stories for fun, because you definitely can. I do that too. But if you're really serious about writing and taking it to the next level, you really need the mindset of a writer that beyond just want to finish the story, which is the first step, obviously. You want to polish it and improve it. You got to put yourself in the writer's chair, like I said before, and you got to put in the work. Because if you want others to see it, if you want to see your work published somewhere, you got to put in the work, and you got to have that mindset that you're ready for it. Whatever the obstacles might be, you are going to push on and move forward, no matter what might get in your way. Yes, there are going to be criticisms that might say certain things. And criticism, depending on how you perceive it, can be hard to take in. But there's a difference between regular criticism and constructive criticism. So criticism could be something that someone gives you because this is what they noticed in your writing or whatever you're doing. But let's say writing, okay? So this person, let's say a trusted friend who is basically a grammar police, okay? They're saying this thing doesn't make sense. The sentence is weird. Like, to you, you might be on the defense, like, I like that. I want that to stay. But you can't be all defensive and just say, you're wrong, I'm right. You have to allow the person to explain themselves. At least explain themselves. And then, instead of debating about what you want to stay and what they might want to be deleted, reasoning with each other could definitely help and see both sides of the coin. Constructive criticism is a lot more harder to take seriously because this writing might be your best one yet, and you don't want anyone to say anything that might tear you down or even the writing altogether. And taking constructive criticism is so important because it shows the flaws in your writing and where you need to improve in areas. A good example is whenever I was doing ready writing for UIL, my very first one, I wasn't only expecting to do my best with that essay, but I was also rushing to get to another place. And that caused me to not think very clearly. And whenever I got the results, I didn't get the results I wanted. And whenever I went to get it critiqued, I got some constructive criticism of some flaws that I had in the essay, such as having good points but not explaining enough. So I would mention it and just move on to something else. The amount of examples that you use is not necessarily going to make the best right. But with the example and elaborating on it will make your argument stronger. It will come clear to the reader why you mentioned it and why should they care. In my writing process, I am trying to consider all these things with the consistency, distractions, mindset, and criticism. I'm trying to put that all in and take that into account in order to take my writing to the next level. And if you want to take your writing to the next level, check out my channel because I have other writing videos that encourages writers to keep writing even though that there might be some obstacles in your way. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.